I have the incredible privilege of preaching the gospel today. And we're starting a series called This Is What We Do. So I'm not telling you exactly what it's about just yet, but this is what you do is one of those statements that we make, and it's a norm. It's like for our family, there was something we just did. If you came to dinner with our family and the Van Pletsen kids were there were 3 older daughters and myself. My older sister's about 9 years older than me. They were great singers, and I was kind of the Klingon to the crew. I was forced to play guitar, so I played guitar. But what we would do is we'd have dinner with our guests. We'd have dessert with our guests, then we'd go through to the lounge that we were privileged to have, and there was a piano in the lounge, and by age, we would perform for our guests. Yes, a bit weird. I know, it's a little bit like The Sound of Music. It's true. And my older sister would sing first, and she would sing a number, then my next sister would sing a number, then my next sister would sing a number, and I'd have to come at the end, well, it's the 1 for the money, 2 for the show. But this is what we did. And people would say, why are we doing this? I go, oh, Dad, man, this is terrible. He says, son, this is what we do. This is our family. This is what we do. I didn't understand it. I thought it was a little weird, but this is what we do. And then we would gather for meals, and we would gather around the dining room table, and it was all good until about standard 3 or 4, where there was this amazing thing that entered my world called Mnet. Before DSTV, if you don't know what Mnet is. But Mnet was amazing. It had like all these shows and stuff. It came on only at 2 o'clock. Yes, there was a time when TV only started at 2 o'clock. And there was only like 3 channels or something. 1 actually for Mnet. And I was like, Dad, but now I've got to leave my new friend Mnet to come and sit at a table with my family. Why do I do this? And he would say to me, son, this is what we do. This is what we do as a family. I didn't know why he said that, and I didn't know why we were doing that, but this is what we do as a family. And then we went on holiday about 2-3 weeks ago. We had a weekend away, and the sun was shining, and it was all amazing. But we had planned a moment with our sons, 1 hour, where we would do manners training. I have a 4-year-old, a 6-year-old, and an 8-year-old. And I was sitting with my sons, and the sun was shining, and the 4-year-old and the 6-year-old was like, this is pretty cool. And they're walking up. Mom would go outside, and Mom would come inside, and they'd get off their couch. They'd walk up to her, hello, ma'am, welcome to our home. My name's Ben. And we were teaching them how to engage people, how to respect people. And my 8-year-old Judah's like, oh, Dad, can't we just go to the beach? This is so boring. I say, no, boy, this is what we do. See, they don't know why we're doing it, but this is what we do as a family. You see, one day, the dream inside my heart while we're taking time and not on the beach is one day, there will be a moment when there's a pretty young lass, and she's got options. Maybe 20, 30 options, I don't know. But in amongst those 20, 30, there's a little lad whose surname is called Van Pletsen. And that guy opens the door for her. And that guy gets her flowers. And that guy treats her with respect. And that guy thanks her for the privilege of her presence in that moment. And that guy looks after her. And that guy wins her heart. And at his wedding, he'll turn to me and say, now I know why we did what we did. Thank you, Dad. You see, we don't always know why we do what we do. But there is stuff that is good for us that we do. And we're in a house here. This isn't my house. I'm not the head of this house. This house has a head. His name is God the Father and Jesus Christ the Son. They are the head of this church. They are the head of this house. And this house has a father. And this father calls us to do some things that we just do because of who we are.